Because some people don't want to do monthly, and that's fine. Some people do want to do monthly, but then they get off of it, but then they get back on. There's so many situations. That's why it's so important to just try to understand. Hey, it's Lance McGowan here, and I wanted to give you a little email recap that I got from somebody in my organization who basically didn't like the 100 PV or point value amount to qualify for doTERRA commissions when you're doing the business, either part-time or full-time. And this is the conversation that kind of went down, and this is kind of following a series of other conversations to give you a little bit of context. But I wanted to cover this because it's important to understand where other people are coming from, but then also have a reasonable response to things. Alright, so basically, here's a conversation I had with the previous builder that got off of the Loyalty Rewards program. And so that was kind of like a whoa moment, but it happens. You know, attrition is a part of any business, whether it's a wholesale customer or a business builder within doTERRA, or in any business. People go to competitors, people go to other people that can meet their needs better or differently. And so that's just something to keep in mind, kind of bigger picture, looking, outside looking in. But this is basically what he said in the email. He said, just want to let you know where I'm at so that you can structure your team accordingly. And I appreciated that. When I really look inside myself and what I prefer, the only thing about doTERRA that doesn't sit right with me is the fact that I have to spend so much money each month for them to even cut me a check. You can also get direct deposit. But yeah, I mean, it takes money to make money. That's called the cost of doing business. But we'll continue with what he's saying. I understand the reason is because they don't want people promoting their products if they aren't a product of the product. That's partially one reason. I am not in the position to spend that much money on the products, and I need to make money. So money was a little tight for him, and that's one of the main reasons why he got off at LRP and didn't like the 100 point value, commission qualification amount that doTERRA has, which makes sense. I get that. But I'm fine with that, is what he says. Clearly, I am not the type of distributor they want promoting their products, and that is fine with me. Okay, so we clearly know where he stands. This is not a time to judge or to condescend. This is a time to seek understanding and be reasonable, right? That's what I talk about in a lot of my other videos, and it's so important for me to do that even when somebody does something that maybe I don't like or agree with myself. But at the same time, there have been lots of other people who have started with very tight money situations in doTERRA and have gone on to do really well financially, make 5, 6, and 7 figures. It all depends on your mindset, your skill set, and your tool set, and really the amount of effort and goals that you're able to put in there. But I'm gonna talk more about that, but that's just kind of a sneak preview of kind of how they've done it. But I understand if some people view things differently as well. He goes on to say, the reason I was so gung-ho to be a builder is because literally every other aspect of the business I resonate with. The products, the comp plan, everything I fully believe in and can get behind. That's right, you want to work with a person, product, and company that you know, like, and trust, and that's key, and doing a lot of research is very important. He then says, but the fact that they don't want me on their team if I can't purchase $100 each month, it's roughly $100, dollar for point, but yeah, after taxes and shipping, it's a little bit more, just FYI. Really, it's their choice and more power to them. And that's not the case. doTERRA, wants a strong wholesale customer base, which, depending on what year statistics you're using, it's 60 to 80% are wholesale customer members within doTERRA, and then about, 20 to 40%, again, it depends on what year statistic you're looking at, but let's just say 20 to 40% are wellness advocates or business builders, and doTERRA just wants to help people one drop at a time and really have an oil in every home. And so obviously there's going to be people who have large organizations, people who have small organizations when they're doing the business, but it's not that doTERRA doesn't want somebody to do the business. That's just how things work. It's a 100 point value, which is roughly $100 plus taxes and shipping to qualify for income, and they have their reasons, and I respect that. Part of that is to become a product of the product, and so that you have oils to share with as well. I mean, those are two main reasons, besides from a company standpoint, being able to cover your costs and not just give things out for free, right? He then goes on to say, but when I really look inside myself and ask myself what I prefer, I don't want to promote something that requires people to just purchase outside their comfort zone just to cut them a check. So I think he's projecting a little bit, right? He's very tight on money, as we've discussed in previous conversations, and he doesn't feel comfortable with the $100 point value amount, which is understandable. And that's something that I've talked about in some other videos, but it's when you do pursue something as a side hustle, part-time business, and eventually full-time business, because you go from no income to low income to high income, and that process can take years for most, and then for some it may take a matter of months. It just really depends on how strong the network is and a lot of other factors that I talk about in some of my other videos. But the point I'm trying to make is when money's tight, that can be something that motivates you, or it can be something that takes you out of the game. And this particular individual was involved with another network marketing company, and he was just, wanting to focus in on something else. And so I get that. He says, just my preference, and I feel this concern is a non-issue with the company he's with, so I don't need to compromise. If someone doesn't want to purchase the products, I don't want them on my team anyway. Yes, I mean, right, people are going to do what they want to do. I move towards people that move towards me, and if they don't move towards me, I talk to the next person. That's kind of how I phrase it up, but yeah. But I don't like the message it sends to people by requiring them to purchase so much in order to let them benefit from the opportunity. And so that was his email. Again, this is following a number of other emails, but we're good. I then say, thank you for the update. That's understandable given everything you've told me about your situation. And that's true. I understand what he's going through. If you want to focus on your company instead of doTERRA from a business standpoint, that makes sense since it seems like a better fit right now. So it's all about fit, right? It's not about forcing people to do something that you want them to do. It's not about, judging them or condescending. It's no. That's what he wants to do. And whether I like or agree with that, that's up to him, right? Freedom of choice. That's that's what the power of willpower is, right? So it's so important for me as a leader and as somebody who helps people, not just wholesale customers, but wellness advocates, meet them where they're at. Walk alongside that principle, right? All right, so then I go on to say the doTERRA commission qualification amount of 100 point value, or PV, is outside my control, because that's the truth, right? That's what doTERRA set. But should it be more of a fit in the future, let me know. So I'm just saying, hey, the door's still open. And that's how I am with a lot of my relationships. It just kind of depends what people want to do, right? I'm not going to push or pull. I'll walk alongside, let people know the door's open. But if they don't want to walk through, it is what it is, right? I talk to the next person that is more open to either doing doTERRA from a customer standpoint, wholesale customer, getting the products at a discount, benefiting their health or the health of their family, or to do it as a part-time or full-time income. Whatever the situation is, I'm there to help people accomplish their goals. But first, understand what their needs are. Then I go on to ask, were you looking to stay on LRP with a friend, lower your LRP, or cancel your LRP? So I wanted to give 3 options. And what I mean by the first option is, sometimes you can go in halfsies with a friend who maybe, like you buy a 100-point order, and then they maybe pay you $50 of that because they need or use some of the oils. And that way it kind of subsidizes your order each month, but you can still stay on LRP and qualify for income. So that's one route. You can also lower your LRP to something like 50-point value, so you can still, increase in the amount of points that you get back in product credits, which I cover in my other doTERRA LRP videos. Make sure to check those out. Or you can just cancel your LRP. That can be done by just contacting doTERRA, and just make sure to use any points that you've built up along the way. That's the one thing I recommend. And there's been people that have done that, and that's fine. Again, I'm not trying to judge people for doing that. I'm just trying to understand why they're doing it, and if there's a solution that can still help them, and maybe be a big win and a small win, or a small win, or something like that. But a win-win nonetheless. All right, he then said, yeah, I'm going to lower my LRP a lot. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. I will do that tomorrow. And then as an update, he actually canceled his LRP, but here's the thing. Just because you cancel your LRP doesn't mean you cancel your wholesale membership. You have that wholesale membership from 1 year of when you got it. So you can do a one-time order and still get 25% off. You don't get up to 55% off, but you get, the 25% off, which is a good discount as well. And again, it's still good for a year, and at the same time, he can join the LRP again at any time. So just because you get off LRP, it's free to join, free to cancel, but you can get back on. I've had people do that too, or you can place a standard one-time order, which I've had people do that too, because some people don't want to do monthly, and that's fine. Some people do want to do monthly, but then they get off of it, but then they get back on. There's so many situations. That's why it's so important to just try to understand what's going on. But you may be asking yourself, Lance, what's the lessons learned? What can I take away from this video today? Well, here's some things I learned. When money is tight for people, that can be a motivator or an eliminator, depending on the needs, goals, and priorities. But it's so important as a wellness advocate and a leader to never close a door, and even refer to the lower price competition if I have to. That means referring people to, store-bought competitors if they just need something to help with their health because they're cheaper. Yes, they're going to be lower quality, but Jordan Belfort actually recommends doing that because that's the type of person that may need that, right? They're more price sensitive. They may not want the value that comes with the higher price, higher quality for whatever reason, right? Money's tight. They may not see the value. They may not know, like, and trust you, the products, or the company enough. Whatever the reason is, I have and I will continue to refer other people who don't want to pay for doTERRA's quality and service to a competitor if I hear that it's a good fit. And if they're open to that too, right? And so that's something that I have done in the past, but it's just a way to show that, hey, I just want to help you regardless if you go with me, the products that I'm teaching about, or the company that I'm a part of. I want to help you, period. Okay, that's it. And I think that speaks a lot for them, and they see that. And then finally, it's about helping people, not always earning money from them. And you may be like, well, hold on, if I'm gonna do this as a business opportunity, I better be earning some money with the head action. And I've gotten some other comments from my other videos, and they're just like, not many people in network marketing make money, and how can I'm just gonna pursue starting my own business because I can make more money doing that, or da-da-da-da. And it's just like, first of all, as you help more people, you earn more money as a side effect of that. And so the focus should always be helping more people, and know that the money is a side effect of that. And that value mindset shows that, hey, how can I understand what your needs and goals are, match that up, and know that the money will come? And this is why it's so important. This is what I did. Like, when I worked for PepsiCo for 7 years, I built up enough savings so that when I finally left them, I was able to use those savings to build my business and basically help myself get to a point where things became more sustainable. And I also diversified my income streams as well. And so that allowed me to maintain what I have. And so I get to do what I love every day, pay my bills, and make a profit. And according to Gary Vee, that's the life, right? You don't need to be a millionaire. That's great if you've added that much value or if you've helped people in that way. But at the same time, even if you just got to work full time and have a side hustle with a network marketing business until things take off, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years down the road, keep in mind, as long as you get to, pay your bills, make a profit, and do part of what you love or all of what you love, that's a win. It's all about perspective, and I think that's what I've had. I get to surround myself with people that I choose, people that, raise my average, right, make me a better version of myself, and it has meant distancing myself from other people who lowered my average because they didn't have the right mindset. They didn't have an entrepreneurial mindset. They didn't have a health mindset. They didn't have a Christian mindset. There's lots of mindsets out there, right? Or a marketing mindset, a sales mindset, a conflict resolution mindset. I mean, I keep going, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to look for somebody that's perfect either, but I'm just saying, like, can you have at least one of those, right? But it's cool. Bottom line is, I still love this individual, even though they're not on LRP, and it's so important for me to just seek understanding for where people are at, walk alongside, meet them where they're at as well, and not push or pull them, not judge them, and just be like, hey, I'm here for you, even if that means you go with a competitor. And that's just how I do business, because for me it's about not just the sale, it's about, the golden rule, right? Treat others the way you want to be treated. I'm not trying to hard sell you. Like, I don't want to be hard sold. I don't want to be judged for my decisions because I'm trying to do something that I see as a good fit for me. No, I want somebody that's understanding, somebody that's reasonable, somebody that works with me, somebody that is positive and encouraging and keeps the door open. And that's basically the person I try to be to other people, because that's what I want for myself. And I appreciate it a lot when people do that, and I recognize it really quickly. I'm like, wow, they get it, like they're a ussin, right? They're like me, they're great, like it's awesome. And that makes me want to like refer them to people, or like know that I can trust them, because I can see that they're not just in it for themselves, they actually want to help people too. Well, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you did, hit subscribe for future video updates, and most importantly, check out some of the links in the description below so you can continue to get your learn on, and I'll see you in the next video.